And now I would like to give the floor to the next speaker, who is very important, and he's very, because he brought me to this business, this person, because he introduced me to this company. And thanks to his efforts, I found my way to this company. And during my first meeting, I told him no, but he kept on persisting. And eventually, he managed to convince me, to get me. And I like his motto, never give up, never stop. If he made up his mind, he will go forward no matter what, no matter the obstacles. Now, he will tell you today and will explain you something really new and something really incredible. Now, Dragos, I'm not going to steal your thunder and your time. I'm giving the floor to you. Now you will tell us about your incredible project. Thank you, Emanuele. Give me a plus in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, great. Today, Emanuele started our webinar with the words of experience. He mentioned experience, and then he said, he told us about information and education. And those are the elements which characterize the success of any entrepreneur. Now, before moving on to the new telling you about the new reality that is going to change your life and will help you maintain your business, it's going to be an instrument available to you very, very soon. I want to tell you my own story. When I opened my first business, I was 24 years old. And let me be honest, I had no experience whatsoever. At the age of 24, you can't have really lots of experience, business experience. For 12 years, I've been a blue-collar worker, an electrician, and it was business was something new for me. So this initiative got my interest because I wanted to get to the new level, And I opened my own business at the age of 24, and it was a fast food business. And back then, when I was implementing my project, the entrepreneur that I hired to furbish my restaurant gave me an advice, and that's how I received my first piece of information. He advised me to go to a certain community which analyzed the market, and analyze the market regarding my business, the business that I wanted to conduct in a specific city. He also told me that this analysis of the market is not gonna cost a lot. Maybe, I don't know, 2,500 euros, 2,500 euros. And I thought about it all night long. And I thought, is it okay for me to go to a person, to a complete stranger who doesn't know me, who doesn't know what I want to do, who knows nothing about my business? And first, I need to explain him how my business works, how my restaurant is going to work, and only then he will be able to tell me how I'm supposed to work. It seemed something strange and incredible to me, until I decided to invest those 2,500 euros. And then 8 years later, as soon as because I faced lots of difficulties throughout this entire period, I realized that to overcome all those difficulties, so no, let me put it in other words. Let's say that I could have avoided lots of expenses and costs if I originally invested into my education. And I didn't at first, you know. And that's why throughout my 8 years of work, I accumulated lots of heaps of debts, you know. And just because I was an inexperienced young entrepreneur, and at a certain point in time, my debt amounted to 200,000 euros. It was like an astronomical figure for me. And at the same time, it was an eye-opener for me. It helped me change my mindset and taught me how to look for new information. And I finally met a company that provided me the education I needed, and I was able to put it into practice. Now for more than a decade, I'm working in the restaurant business. I have 2 fast food restaurant outlets. I paid all my debts, and I implemented my idea of creating a big company and start developing a world level franchise. But today I'm going to tell you about a solution which is more than just a project. And I was, you know, entrusted with the responsibility to implement that project. And I was given a wonderful team. We first met a little bit more than a month ago, and we started implementing our project. The project is called uGain, and the logo is uGain with no pain. It's exactly the opposite of gaining and experiencing pain, you know, because I remember all the pain that I went through on my way towards success. And for our entrepreneurs, it's gonna cost less than 1 cup of coffee a day. And my colleague will tell you more about this project, and let's move on to the next slide. I met him during the work on this project. His name is Denis Bespyatov, a real professional, a master of his own trade. He has 30 years of experience in IT, just imagine. Some of the previous projects he implemented or participated in the implementation of are like automation of software for hotels, restaurants, and cafes, hot sauce, SOS, you know, and over 6,000 hotels across the world use hot SOS, including MGM Grand Las Vegas. And also he got the award for the best cloud hotel software implemented on Microsoft IIS. And Denis will tell you more about uGain project itself. And I would like to thank you for your attention. Dragos, thank you very much for your introduction. Now, colleagues and dear friends, give me a plus in the chat if you can see and hear me. Good. Yes, Dragos gave you his story, and I'm gonna give you my own story. How uGain idea was born. It was born from experience, you know. As with Dragos' case, when he opened his business, he lacked some competencies, knowledge to invest his money correctly. In my case, I had both experience and money and some serious analysis as well. because in parallel with this project, I opened many other projects and worked on many other projects. And I remember one of the projects that I've implemented was a huge retail outlet of clothes. And there was a company that supported the sales, and there was a team of very experienced partners, and they studied the market, and I realized that I saw one of those partners, and I saw that the malls, the trading centers, if you have a retail outlet there, they would ask like a lot of money for keeping that outlet, like maybe 4 or 5 times higher than they could make. And I had some live analysis data, and I decided to open this retail outlet of clothes for my wife as a gift, and I expected certain level of performance, sales performance. And it was a very good place. It was a very popular place, and if you wanted to have this retail outlet, or let's say the premises for your outlet in this mall, in this trading center, you had to wait in line for 2 years. There was a whole line of entrepreneurs waiting for that specific spot, because in all malls there is a clothes area, I don't know, shoes area, and there was a free spot in this mall among different child's clothes, and we could take that spot and wait our line, wait until the time arrives when we could go to the clothes section of the mall. And the problem was with that spot that it was not our target audience that visited that particular section of the mall. It was young parents or young mothers, and I told myself, how can I attract the clients that I want, even in an unfavorable or I'd say unattractive spot in the market. Of course, we had our circle of loyal clients, but we wanted to be able to monitor them, to advertise, to express our gratitude to our loyal clients, so that they would recommend us to their friends. And we had no instruments to do that. And also, I didn't know how to monitor my personnel. I needed either to be there all the time, or my wife needed to be there all the time, in order to keep them in check, to make them work up to the level. And if you're not there, you cannot really see whether your client has been provided quality service or not by your personnel. And at the same time, I didn't have any instrument to receive the feedback from the clients that this sales manager was good and this one wasn't quite good. And since I worked in IT, I had this idea of developing a platform, a solution that would allow me to do all of the things that I mentioned above, monitoring the clients, the personnel, everything else. And then we had an entire study how to get into the head of our entrepreneurs and consumers, and we decided to pick the title uGain. There is such a thing as YouTube. It's a cloud service for videos and broadcasts. In our case, the letter U in uGain means you. It's YOU, right? And gain, you know what gain means, like in English. It requires explanation in Russian, but in English it's self-explanatory. So you gain, you earn. And as is the case with the YouTube, our idea is to increase our platform, to make it really a big platform for our entrepreneurs, for our consumers, where they could go and work together. So uGain is a ready-to-use digital platform for the medium and small businesses, for different malls, entertainment and trading centers, uniting both entrepreneurs, retailers, and consumers. It's a client retention tool as well. So we can work in any location of the world because we're using internet technologies, digital technologies. You can have it anywhere in the world where there is internet, and it is fit for any entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs all over the world have the same aches, same desires, same wishes, same problems they face all the time. And usually it's low buying capacity, too few clients, too expensive ad- advertising, low efficiency advertising, and you know and sometimes they go by their gut feeling without having real proper knowledge, and uGain is an instrument that helps you address or solve all of those business tasks. If you go and ask yourself what business is, it's about satisfying the needs of the client with the benefit or gain for yourself. This is like pure definition of business. And when you ask entrepreneurs, guys, what is the first association? What's the first word that comes to your mind when you hear the word business? And many say it's about making money, entrepreneurship, office, profits, plan, success, trade. Like they mix it all together. And clients come somewhere in the 10th or even 50th place. Can you imagine? They put clients as low as the 50th place, although clients is the most valuable thing in business, because all the results are produced by the clients. The prosperity and the performance of the companies are ensured by the clients. The profits, the salaries of the personnel are increased thanks to the clients, loyal clients who help improve the business, who bring in new clients. And now, if you go and take all the instruments and see what works best, is about building, a long-term relationship with your clients, or word of mouth or recommendations, referrals. So this works best. And uGain gives business the solution to all of those problems, like the increase of the client base, the reduction of cost for advertising, to improve the client service, and the opportunity to recommend, to refer your business to other clients, and enables you to work across the entire world, because in the current conditions of the pandemic, many businesses that work online, and businesses in general, they can lose money and are losing money. As for the common uGain users, it's a free application. You can download it and use it right away. But we will talk about it more in detail later. Well, uGain is an instrument that unites and inspires people to helps them enjoy their life. Now let's move on to the next slide of our presentation. Okay, we will have here our roadmap. So what we have done so far, we have our platform developed. We now officially registered our company, US registered company, uGain Incorporated. We have developed the logos, corporate style, and presentations. The company went through the approval in the Apple Store and Google Play Market. And now we need to have the approval of the application. And let's say from the 15th of July to the 31st of July, we are preparing for the technical launch in 10 countries. Well, it will be the 1st of August is the last date for it. So we will test this application in 10 countries, and we will test it for 2 months without subscription fees, without any additional costs. And after the 15th of September, on the 15th of September, we're going to have the official launch with full force of it. And for you to understand what uGain is, how it works, as Dragos said, it's it's going to cost less than a cup of coffee for entrepreneurs per day, maybe even less. It's most importantly is that you can make money off that instrument. Especially it's good in our environment, in our condition, because we can get new partners through that instrument, new clients. And we will have a very detailed training course on this part. We will have our inception webinar very soon. I think the organizers will announce the date of the webinar in the near future. This is it. To cut it short, because I can speak at length about it, but I don't want to steal anyone else's time. So I'm very glad to be here and have a nice evening. And now I'm passing on the floor to the next speaker. Take care.